The next morning, Penelope woke up and walked downstairs almost like a zombie as she had a bit of a bad sleep as she entered the kitchen and poured herself a bowl of cereal before going to a living room and turning on the TV. As she sat down on the sofa and began eating her breakfast. "Can we put up cartoons?" Mary spoke on the sofa, scaring Penelope. The young child was wearing one PJ with a red and was red and covered with black spots like a ladybug. "Oh my God, Mari, you scare me!" Val gasped, starting to giggle as her little cousin walked over and to the other side of the sofa and sat next to the teenager. "I'm sorry," the young child said in the puppy dog voice, giving her cousin a matching pair of sad puppy eyes. "It's okay, I forgive you," Vale replied, playful messing with Mary's short, blackish brown hair. To prove it, you can put on some cartoons," she continued. "Give her the remote." "Yay!" she gasped, and she hugged Val and turned on over the cartoon channel. About an hour later, she left the living room to get changed, and Penelope did the same. She didn't care what she was gonna wear. She simply threw the same exact clothes as yesterday, and went to the bathroom and brushed her teeth and brushed her hair, and then violent eye contact and lens her eyes and leaving the once downstairs. As she made to the bottom of the staircase, she found her aunt and uncle and cousin putting their shoes and coats for their day out to their shops. Penelope did feel guilty, but not spend time with her aunt and uncle. But she knew she needed alone time. She instigate that weird thing in the woods. "Penelope, dear, have you changed your mind coming out with us?" he asked. He smiled at her head, turned directly to him. No." Val sighed as she caught a huge yawn. "I'm sorry, I didn't get a good sleep last night. It's better if you guys go without me. "Oh, okay then, sweetheart," her uncle said sadly. "You do that, come out of the day. You won't be back until late." "That's fine." "Oh, really?" "Yep." Uncle Toby walks towards the teenager and gives her a kiss on the left cheek and say, "We'll see you later." And Penelope's uncle came up to their door and gave her a quick kiss on her right cheek and, "Yep, see you later evening." And the three people began to leave through the front door. Topsia had her head peeking out. "Just let you know, I made your favorite sandwich for you." "Cheese?" "Yep." "Yes!" "Expect us to be back in early evening and half six." "Half six." And she looked over her clock and banging 8 o'clock. Got it. And giving her thumbs ups. And, "Okay," her aunt began. "Remember, Val, me and your uncle, as well as Mary, I love you. You know that." "Yeah." And Penelope sighed as the door slammed shut. "Because you can't replace my parents," she whispered. She went back upstairs to her room to relax. Penelope, who has been rested, listening her iPod, watching movies, reading, sleeping for a while, and checking time. It was 2 in the afternoon. "Okay, 4 hours. That should be enough to find the giant." She jumped out of the bed and got ready. First, she grabbed her charging iPod, green headphones, and iPod carrier pocket, and placed it on her torso before slipping her iPod inside. Then she grabbed a small backpack and she went down the staircase and to the first floor. Once there was a storage closet that held a camera, an old box, and exited the room and entered the kitchen. Quickly wrapped up the sandwich in her bag and pulled soda out of the fridge. And before exiting the house, through the back door in the kitchen. Okay. Food and drink, music and camera, and I'll find a weapon in the woods. She spoke casually and walks toward back gate. That's when she froze. She knew simply she possibly died or kidnapped. She know how giants were towards humans. No, maybe they're friendly. She told herself awkwardly. Finally grabbed a hold of the handle and opened the gate. There's no turning back. She let go of the handle and behind her and went to the woodland path. It was over in half an hour. Penelope was still walking through the woods, now drinking her soda and as her rage so the leaves she would not get lost. At this point, as she was about to give up, her gigantic robot seemed a perfect hiding. When from the few miles from her right, she heard sounded like someone singing. Even got her mute in her iPod and placed her head inside her backpack. Or maybe not. Her heart pounded as the idea of this person singing, possible giant. So she began walking in the direction of the singing. She began to thinking, it's like, well, it sounds like glamorous. As she got closer towards the door area of the woods, open area of the woods, the whole thing felt like a fairy tale. The two willow trees in front of her was a gate that she pushed. The huge leaves coming out of her way. She walked peeked out of the door, out of the leaves in a few seconds. Looking out of the window, looking out after, flew down towards the ground and in front of her a few centimeters. She yelped and opened her eyes, and staring at the toe, a giant hot pink leather boot. Then she heard it. I heard something. A human? Penelope senses woke up as she saw it move. As soon as the giant is going to get down on its knees and discover her, she quickly took back into the willow leaves and ran down the tree barks and to sit and hide it. Shit. See, she swerved in her head, now completely terrified. There was no point to run. If find if he would find her easily, and also she'll give herself up, and last time she would never make a decision, so she had stayed in place. Human, darling, come out! The giant heard teasingly, frightened Penelope, and even more deathly not friendly. The sounds of the willow trees rising, causing her blood turn ice and causing her eyes whiten into place, and she turned her head slightly to see a giant hand sneaking through the leaves and causing her to pull her out on the courage left inside her and getting her to the camera and took a picture of the hand. There, proof! A loud chuckle came from the trees, reminding her the danger she was in. Oh, I see. You've come looking for me. Too bad you won't escape from me. What? She cried. It took 5 seconds to process that. Spoke out, turned her to her bed and sandwiched in the giant gloved hands. She screamed and squirmed about. A giant hand laughing and lifted her up in the air. Woo, fuck! She now be punching herself in the head. If she could stupid decisions to go out and instigate in the woods was so bad. Now she was gonna die. Suddenly, a movement stopped and making her nervous. Now let's see the little paparazzi. Um, Penelope's vision cleared up of the sunlight into a few. She sat up in the giant's palm. She looked down and saw the sky that was very high in the sky. She squealed and turned around 2.5 herself to a gigantic pink glowing eye. Penelope began to walk backwards on the hand, but she could fall off. The giant's hand fingers curled up and blocked her like a brick wall. This allows her to look into space. This giant's actual robot with a black hair. It has a long fringe cover their right eye, pale face with invisible metal segment with his pink left eye, a pink chest plate, and what? An eye. It was a metallic voice of box compression. A black shoulder guards their arm at the end of the part of the white gloves. And finally, it has a long black legs with fur and the pink high heeled on their boots. Hello there, darling. It's Mert petting her hair. What's your name? The robot asked, smiling as gently could. It's Penelope paused and gave them her real name or nickname in the end. She wouldn't decide as we make fun of Val. I questioned it, and his visible eyebrows before chuckled. That's a unique name for a human. I like it. Being careful when a pose introduce itself. I, darling, am the fabulous Marathon, he cheered before looking back in his palm. So give me that device, he said. Device? She realized. Oh, my camera! She pulled it out of her backpack and she would give it to a robot and she frowned. Delete it. What? Delete it or else I'll have to delete you. She had the thread in her brain and deleted and back her back. Good. Why'd you make me do that? And she proved you really exist. Exactly. You see a giant robot next time you know. They'll coming me and some weapons technically destroy me. I haven't seen an iron giant. Sorry. The argument as nerd thinks is true as humans are gonna eat. I guess you're gonna keep me as a pet, aren't you? Or you're gonna eat me, since you can. See, she grunted and turned her back. Nah, she purred, handed back to his face. If I let go, if you sing a song for me, he said, press in his stomach, on the grass, his stomach, and placed Penelope in the go ahead then. Penelope go up and sing it in front of people. And now, freedom.